Have you ever been in a medical crisis and been waiting for test results? Stay tuned for a tarot reading that can help you figure out what to do. Hi everybody, I'm Sue Allen Clayton. Welcome to my channel where we're learning how to read tarot one card at a time. In today's reading, we'll be looking at 4 cards to figure out whether a woman's partner gave her a sexually transmitted disease. I will be using the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot, and there is a link below. This video was posted anonymously online by someone who I am calling Ginny. Her question was, quote, "Did my partner give me an STD? I am getting tested tomorrow, but I am scared for my life right now," unquote. This is a yes/no question. We'll answer that first and then look at what Ginny can do to move forward. Ginny drew 4 cards, 3 cards and a clarifier. She did not mention using a spread. However, I will use a 3-card spread to figure out how she can cope with her anxiety. Card number 1 looks at the root of Ginny's fear. She drew Temperance. Card number 2 looks at how to soothe Ginny's mind. She drew the 9 of Wands. Card number 3 looks at how Ginny can move forward. She drew the Magician. Card number 4 is a clarifier. It provides additional interpretations, context, or specifics related to the reading. Ginny drew the High Priestess. Our first task is to figure out whether Ginny's partner gave her an STD. It's very easy to answer a yes/no question in tarot. You count the upright cards, which represent yes, and the reversed cards, which represent no. It can be a bit more complicated if the reversed card is more positive than the upright card, but that's not the case here, and the majority wins. As you can see, we have 4 upright cards. So the answer is yes, Ginny's partner did give her an STD. Now let's look at my first impressions of the reading. The first thing I notice is that we have 3 major arcana cards. So this is really a big deal in Ginny's life. The 3 major arcana cards are about connecting with your inner self and all show elements of balance. Temperance is pouring water between the 2 cups. The Magician has a 2-headed wand, which represents recombining things in a new way. And the High Priestess is seated between 2 pillars that represent the balance between mystery and knowledge. I think that's the crux of this reading. How can Ginny balance her needs with what her boyfriend wants, which I assume would be to continue the relationship? All 3 major arcana cards are facing directly towards us. In the 9 of Cups, Ginny is looking toward the past and looking a bit fearful. I think she becomes more confident and powerful as the reading progresses. I'm not going to give my usual lecture about not giving medical advice, since Ginny has a doctor's appointment scheduled for the following day. However, this would be a reading that I conduct myself if I was in Ginny's situation. Let's look at each card individually. Card number 1 looks at the root of Ginny's fear. She drew Temperance. Temperance is a card about balance, moderation, and self-control. The root of Ginny's fear is that she no longer feels like her life is in balance. That's not surprising, given that her boyfriend betrayed her. I think we've all experienced events like this in our lives, such as a sudden job loss, the death of a loved one, or an unexpected health diagnosis that leaves us reeling. I think that Ginny's boyfriend's betrayal has caused some kind of trauma to resurface that has made the experience even worse. I also think that she's focused on keeping the peace and staying in the middle ground, because she believes that is what nice girls do. Certainly that is a common interpretation of the Temperance card, but I'm not sure it's correct in this situation. First of all, although Temperance is a card about balancing and meeting halfway, a closer look shows us that things really aren't that balanced. Look at how the angel is standing. This is not a stable stance. His right foot is in the water and his left foot is on land. The right foot represents emotions and the subconscious, while the rocks represent the physical world. The angel is managing to balance, but it doesn't look like something a mortal could do easily. I think it's unreasonable to expect Ginny to smile and accept the situation, or to try and look at her partner's viewpoint. I think that Ginny will need to either seek outside help, either from the spiritual realm or some kind of a professional, if she's going to regain her footing. The second thing to notice is the angel is pouring water, which represents emotions between the two cups. This signifies blending opposites. However, the interesting thing to notice is that the water is flowing at a 45-degree angle. This isn't how gravity works, so there is some magic involved in the process of creating harmony. I think the 3 lines in the water between the cups refer to Ginny, her boyfriend, and their relationship. They signify that a new relationship is being created from the 2 streams of water flowing between the cups. I think that Ginny can see that the STD is changing their relationship, and it is scaring her. I have to say that I struggled with this interpretation because my gut tells me that Ginny should leave her boyfriend, and I can see how giving her an STD would make her feel very afraid and unstable. However, Temperance is a card about moderation and staying in the middle ground, so I think you could also argue that Ginny should consider her boyfriend's point of view and find a middle-of-the-road solution that works for them both. Since I have to pick a lane here, I think that the root of Ginny's fear is that the STD has left her feeling extremely unbalanced and unsure of her future. She's also feeling some level of pressure to figure out a way to balance her feelings about the STD with her boyfriend's desire to stay together. Card number 2 looks at how to soothe Ginny's mind. She drew the 9 of Wands. I think it's obvious that Ginny has been really beat up by this situation. The white bandage on her head indicates that she feels spiritually defeated or has had some kind of psychic wound. This is not surprising. I don't think any of us would be thrilled to get an STD from our partner. Stages are about separating yourself from other people. I think the message is that Ginny needs to pause, take some time away from her boyfriend, and take a lot of concrete actions to take care of herself. I would recommend that she come up with 9 actions, 1 for each wand, and create a fortress of self-care. That could include finding a therapist, taking a vacation, or the usual stuff we see recommended like yoga or meditation. The 9 of Wands also looks like a prison wall. I think this indicates that Ginny needs to create boundaries between herself and her boyfriend. This could be anything from protecting herself during sex to actually ending the relationship. In summary, Ginny needs to set firm boundaries to protect herself from allowing her boyfriend to create further physical and psychological damage. Card number 3 looks at how Ginny can move forward. She drew the Magician. The Magician is an incredibly powerful card about someone who makes things happen. Magicians have a lot of self-control, self-confidence, and skill. They are master manifestors, and this card tells me that Ginny can manifest her desires once she figures out what she wants. We can see her standing with her right arm pointed toward the heavens and her left hand pointed toward the earth. She is like a lightning rod directing the spiritual energy down to earth. The Magician's wand has 2 ends. It shows how 2 poles can become one. This represents how we can separate things and then recombine them in a new way. This is similar to what we saw in Temperance, where the water between the cups demonstrated transformation in the relationship. The difference now is that Ginny is in control and she can transform the relationship however she wants it, which includes ending it. Something else to notice is the location of the white headband above her third eye. This indicates that she has the ability to control her mind and direct her visions. This is very different from the white bandage in the previous card that signified a psychic wound. My favorite part about the Magician are the tools on the wooden table. This grounds Ginny's wishes and abilities and gives her a sacred space to work on her magic. Here we can see cups, swords, wands, and pentacles. Ginny has everything she needs to create the life she wants. All she needs to do is step forward into her power. So how does she step forward? Cups represent intuition, emotion, and empathy. Ginny needs to look inward and figure out what is right for her. She also needs to have compassion for herself in this situation. Swords represent logic and communication. Ginny needs to look at this situation logically and then tell her partner, in no uncertain terms, what she wants and where the relationship stands. Wands are about action. Ginny needs to take action to get what she wants. In addition to seeking medical care, that might involve moving out of a shared apartment, demanding that her partner move out, or deciding that she no longer wants to see him. Finally, pentacles are about the material world, including home, work, finances, and the physical body. Ginny definitely needs to follow up with her medical care. She also needs to figure out how to protect herself if she wants to continue having a sexual relationship with him. In summary, Ginny has a lot of powerful skills in this situation. She needs to figure out what she wants and will have no problem manifesting her desire. You've made it this far in the video, and I wanted to stop and ask a favor if you're not already a subscriber, and that is to please hit the subscribe button. It's free for you, and it will also help me to grow this channel. Plus, it means that you won't miss anything. Thanks so much, and if you're already a subscriber, I truly appreciate your ongoing support. Now let's get back to the video. Card number 4 is a clarifier. It provides additional interpretations, context, or specifics related to the reading. Ginny drew the High Priestess. The High Priestess is based on the female version of the Pope. She represents wisdom, intuition, and enlightenment. She spends a lot of time going inward, listening to her quiet inner voice, and trying to figure out her soul's purpose. This tells me that Ginny needs to focus on connecting with her emotions and feelings around this relationship. She needs to acknowledge the pain that the STD situation caused her and figure out how to heal from this, whether that's forgiving her partner or leaving him and focusing on self-compassion. This card tells me that Ginny is trying to decide what to do. She's looking at the STD situation from both sides, hers and her boyfriend's. Behind Ginny is a veil or curtain covered with pomegranates and palm leaves. The pomegranates represent female fertility and sexuality. The palm leaves represent masculinity and assertiveness. Ginny is cognizant of wanting the boyfriend in her life. The 3 moons on the High Priestess's crown represent the crown of Isis. This shows the 3 phases of a woman's life: virginity, adulthood, and old age. These are also known as the maiden, the mother, and the crone. This makes me think that Ginny is aware that her biological clock is running out. Even though she's not happy about her boyfriend's behavior, she would also like to have a family. As an aside, I did some research on whether it's safe to get pregnant if you have an STD. It's really not a good idea, as it can lead to numerous problems with the baby. So having an STD may limit her choices to some extent. The cross over Ginny's heart chakra represents spiritual connection. It demonstrates her ability to manifest love in the world and to keep male-female energy, in addition to all 4 elements, as we saw in the Magician, in perfect balance. This tells me that Ginny has the ability to take everything into consideration. She will come up with a solution that benefits her. So let's summarize. The purpose of this reading was to figure out if Ginny's partner gave her an STD. We looked at the upright versus the reversed cards, and the answer was yes. Then we went on to look at 4 cards to give Ginny some information that she needs to move forward. Card number 1, Temperance, looked at the root of Ginny's fear. The STD scare has left Ginny feeling extremely unbalanced and unsure about her future. Card number 2, the 9 of Wands, looks at how to soothe Ginny's mind. She needs to set firm boundaries to protect herself from allowing her boyfriend to create further physical and psychological damage. Card number 3, the Magician, looked at how Ginny can move forward. The Magician tells us that Ginny has the self-control, self-confidence, and skill to get what she wants. Her big issue now is figuring out exactly what she wants. Card number 4, the High Priestess, provided additional interpretations, context, or specifics related to the reading. Ginny needs to connect with her emotions and feelings about this relationship. Once she does, she has the spiritual connection and tools to come up with a solution that benefits her. I hope that this reading will help you with your tarot readings. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.